Hiya, papaya, and Merry Christmas Eve to everyone. Hope everyone's having a good Christmas Eve so far. Mine's been pretty good so far. Nothing's happened. I had some Popeye chicken for lunch. Finished it like 10 minutes ago. Yep, nothing yet though. Besides that,
Good morning, Aspen. Good morning, Miho, to you.
Good morning, Possum. Hi. Hope your Christmas Eve has been well so far. I'm assuming you're at work. Actually, no, it's probably not work. Right. Totally not playing Twofold right now. You're totally not playing Twofold. Totally, if I don't go look at my Steam friends list, you won't be playing Twofold. Or you won't, because it's on. You have it on, you bought it off itch. You're totally not playing it right now. Yeah, totally. Totally not doing, totally not. I just hope your Christmas Eve's been well so far. Mine's been pretty normal. Nothing's exciting has happened just yet, but we're gonna have some like in this family pop meal for dinner, and I don't know what that is, so I gotta hurry this along a bit. You know, just a little bit, you know. Just gotta hurry it on. Just can't linger too much, right?
Ollie, this is so exciting.
Yeah, but
The moment she stepped into the diner, I had a feeling.
it already feels like I'm not doing enough.
As quickly as I want to immediately jump to dating, I was just as eager to pass the buck to her when she offered to take the place. Even if she jumped at the chance, I've still been feeling guilty over not being able to commit to something myself and leaving the burden of choice to her. Hello, it's me, Olive. I'm introvert.
Well, she has to handle it, right? Did you have anywhere in mind yourself?
I don't know. Somewhere nice?
Expensive nice?
Yes? I mean...
With what money, Olive? With what money?
You're college students, honey.
With what money?
It's a first date, though.
With what money? My God, my poor bean, the bee. Expensive restaurant is definitely a cliche, but the fact that it is a cliche makes me feel like I wouldn't been a safe bet, which is something. I feel like I desperately need to not screw up the first impressions.
Do you think Caprice would have been impressed by somewhere expensive?
Maybe?
No.
No. Without question, that's not something Caprice cares about.
No one knows what Caprice likes better than Caprice herself. If she offered, just trust in her and go with the flow.
I wish she'd at least tell me what she has in mind. I don't want to under-prepare or over-prepare.
But, this is important. I missed. Nope. And then I gotta put this on. Somehow. Nope. Quick. Figure this out eventually, quickly. Oh my God. I should have made a Mimo image with the hat on, but it's too late for that now. Too late for regrets. There we go. We did it. We did it. We did it. This close enough. We got it. We got it. We got Mimo. Christmas Mimo.
I didn't even think about over preparing until now. God.
Aggressively past Mimo. I love her. I love Mimo.
You're overthinking things again, sweetie.
I inhale deeply.
I'm sure if she had something concrete in mind, she'd tell you. Have faith that Caprice knows you well enough to not put you on the spot like that.
I exhale.
Remember, what you end up doing doesn't matter. The point is just being together. Be yourself and you'll be fine, okay?
Yes. Alright. Okay.
Relax and enjoy yourselves. If you aren't having fun, then she won't be either. You're excited.
That's one word for it.
Anxious, nervous, and sick to my stomach are all also potential winners.
Well, I'm excited for you. Tell me all about it, okay?
Of course, Mom. Love you.
I love you too. Good luck.
Despite everything, at least I can say I'm looking forward to it. Even if I'm not sure what it is yet.
Ollie!
Heyo. I step off the trolley and I'm quickly greeted by my date. Trying to get used to thinking in terms of like that is still throws my mind for a loop. No matter how much I try to force it out into normalcy.
Ollie!
Ollie, oxen free. Birds, get me out of here. She stresses over and just about tackles me into a hug. Despite the Ollie alarm going off, I'm taken by surprise with the suddenness of it all the same.
Hi. Hello.
Hi, hello. She pulls away, looking a bit red if she's a faint shade. If she's a faint shade, I must look like a surface of the sun. Which is orange. Probably. Priest is dressed up like your usual streetwear, and I'm immediately thankful I won the coin flip, decided to not wear anything special myself, like a suit, or a dress and suit, or a corsage, or a top hat, or a monocle, or... We walk side by side, close enough to combat the evening chill. Or a dress shirt. Or a shirt at least. Probably.
Any trouble getting here?
Nope. Quiet ride. How about you?
I wear a shirt, probably. Remember a monocle and top hat for all. Okay, go do that.
A quiet ride too.
Have fun. I'm still turning into Cal. I'm still turning into Cal's voice. It feels entirely different when she says it. I had been told Millie offered to drive her today, which surprised me. I was hoping it was a sign that things were finally cooling down between them, but it seems as much as a sore spot as ever. As we continue our walk, I try to find a good place to ask where exactly we're headed as Caprice walks leisurely, glancing from place to place like she's looking for something. Oh, fuck.
Oh, how about we head inside here?
Caprice stops, tugging at my shoulder to ensure I follow suit. We've landed right outside the small cafe Caprice would occasionally bring us to over the course of the semester.
How about it?
What's up?
I thought when you said you wanted to pick the place, you had somewhere in mind.
Jumping to conclusions as always. I didn't have a single idea where to go.
Oh.
Finding inspiration along the way is kind of our thing, right?
Gives me a little nudge at that. All that worry over nothing. I was overthinking it.
You're right. You're right. You sure you're okay with this for a first date, though? It's not exactly unfamiliar territory.
We usually just grab something quick and head out, though. We can try their sit-in stuff so it'll feel different.
That's fair.
Besides, familiar is good. It was either this, the pizza place, or the aquarium, and a cafe feels more, I don't know, romantic than a pizzeria?
You know, you can find some pretty good romantic vibes and romantic partners at cafes and coffee shops. Yeah, coffee shops, baristas maybe. How did Tomo say it? How did Tomo say it again? I forgot what the exact lines were. How did it go again? I in fact will look up what Tomo said because I am weird and I like even though I'm still playing as Ollie. I don't know, I'm still Ollie's voice. I'm still Ollie's voice. Lol. Oh, what a nice brand. No, I want his channel better. Oh, I want his channel better. Just his channel better now. Oh, it's nice. Okay, I was having Ollie for a minute as I look for the words. The words. It's the coffee shop. Oh yeah, I was like, why is the live stream so short? It's because I've got it crashed. Her stream crashed. That's why I was like, this is not the whole live stream so short. Why is this VOD so short? What the heck? This is a lot of extra work for this. There's a long extra work for the silliest of bits ever. Here it is. You can have a little silly as a treat. Yeah, let's see like how I'm self-conscious doing this now. Like she pines for a little barista. She pines for a cute little barista. Yeah? It's really shit. It's really shit at doing it. Anyways. Moving on. I'm Olive again.
What about the
I'm
aquarium?
no longer
then?
Tomo. He pines for... I'm no longer Tomo. And Omari. He's pining for a cute little barista. Anyways. That's a little silly. That's a treat. You know?
That place is extremely important to me.
Just a little silly as a
Take
treat.
you there from the get-go. You gotta work up to that.
You dragged me there when we were basically strangers.
Yeah, you drag me on basically strangers.
Totally different context. You were merely my student, and it was a valuable educational experience. Now you're my...
Pray tell, Caprice, what am I to you? Pray tell. Elaborate. It's comforting to know that even someone like Caprice is having so much trouble navigating parts of this as I am. The least I can do is offer an out. We're likely both desperately searching for this at this point.
I'm freezing. Let's head inside.
I'm pretty sure Chris would go even brighter red than this. if Olive said those words, Possum. I'm quite certain that would have been the outcome. Anyways, Alt's probably Alt 9? Alt 9, there we go. Was it Alt 9? It was in fact Alt 9.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to go up too high. It clips off of Possum's head. Possum? The possum. Nemo. Nemo's head, the hat. The bean. The tiny table is littered with a handful of pastries, mostly gravitating towards Priest's side and a couple of ceramic cups. The possum head? Jemima? Whoa, imagine. Jemima, whoa! Though identical, it's easy to figure out which belongs to who. Caprice looks only vaguely like coffee, and is otherwise filled with what must be a dozen different kinds of sweeteners.
I've watched it like 10 times.
What?
10 times? Really?
10 times? Really?
Yeah, it's so good. Come on, you have to watch it at least once.
It's not usually my kind of thing.
What are you
I'll make you
What are you
watch it.
watching?
Oh yeah?
Strapped to a chair, eyes taped open, the whole 9 yards if I gotta.
We managed to settle onto a groove I can only describe as surprisingly normal, given how flustered we were upon entering. Conversations about nothing in particular come and go, each other's presence being more important than any individual subject matter that comes up. I quiet myself with a sip of the cafe's house blend.
I can't wait
Mint.
to tell everyone else.
Tell him why.
That we're dating.
Oh.
Well...
You don't want to?
Her dejected tone immediately tells me that wasn't the way to go.
It's not that. I'm just
Blended houses.
nervous.
It's on the house. That means it's free. I know what that means.
They're our friends. They'll be happy to know.
Yeah, I know. It's just a lot all at once. It took all my confidence just to tell my mom, so you can imagine.
Oh, god dang it. What the heck just happened there? What is happening with that? Pinned to my. I don't think Mima's pinned to my shoulder because I'm. The pinpoint is on the elbow, and I'm pinning it to my arm. And the hat is pinned to something. There's nothing way to pin the hat to for Mimo. It just goes to my shoulder. Yeah, the hat's pinned to my shoulder, but I'm not sure why Mimo is moving as well. Pinning the hat is janky.
I was just thinking that you look like the sort of person who would enjoy one of our fairy kiss chillers.
Thank you, Pasta. This is for you. And stretch.
They're like family too. It'll be easy.
That's right. To Caprice, the club is a vital part of her life. The other members are my friends too, though I'm still getting to know them in ways. This is our first date, so I haven't even had time to think about delivering the news. How could I? When it doesn't even feel entirely real to me yet.
You know, when Allison and Eileen started dating, Allie eventually told me they had a small back and forth about whether to tell me right away or not.
Gaze.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I understood, of course. Everyone has their own pace with these kind of things, I think. But we should definitely break the news as soon as you're comfortable with it. It'll probably be a little embarrassing, but speaking from experience, I'm willing to bet they're just waiting in the wings for something official to come out so they can support us properly.
I think back to our final projects in Real. Caprice hit it a bit better than mine, but I feel like I couldn't have been more obvious.
I guess we weren't exactly subtle about things, huh?
Well, maybe that's good. Being obvious is better for the matters of the heart.
You think so?
I don't want to keep her waiting, but when it's obvious so much, I don't want to keep her waiting when it's obvious how much she wants to tell everyone. If nothing else, I've always been able to count on Caprice to teach me to run before I learned to crawl. So maybe it'll be easier to make that call with her there.
We can tell them next time we all get together.
Don't force yourself to do it for my sake.
She says, trying and failing to add the excitement in her tone.
That's fine. Like you said, it's probably not even news anyway.
She's given up trying to mask her enthusiasm, reaching over the table to grab my hand. It's a miracle neither of our cups get knocked over in the process.
I knew I could count on you.
You keep saying that.
Haven't proven me wrong yet.
Against all odds.
Ollie.
I expect her grip to loosen as her voice quiets. To my surprise, she holds my hand even tighter.
You were at every meeting, even the ones you knew weren't going to help you at all. I know some of that was because of your situation, but it doesn't change the fact that you were reliable. I started taking the trolley after Millie and I started fighting. It used to be the worst part of my day. When you started joining me, it turned into the highlight. Part of me was worried it was only temporary, that you'd eventually start taking your bike again or leave earlier in the day. But you never did. From the first day of snow to the last day of school, I could always count on you to be there.
She closes her eyes, taking a deep breath, before opening them again.
Well, it's what I love about you.
What? Huh? How do I respond to that? My heart pounds in my chest as my thoughts begin to swirl. I focus on her interlocked hands and give her a gentle squeeze. The last thing I want is for her to interpret my silence as anything but positive. So the L word. She said, I'm in lesbians with you. Ollie, I'm in lesbians with you. What? I want to return the favor. Tell her how much the time spent with her was the best part of the semester. That she helped me forget my worries, even if it was only for a couple hours, every single day. As clear as the words are in my head, I can't quite piece them together aloud. Every time I consider opening my mouth, everything suddenly feels like a jumbled mess. There's something, though. It's small. She deserves more, but it's the one thing I can say with absolute clarity.
I love you too.
Gives me a small gasp as her grip loosens on my hands. She smiles wider than I've ever seen her smile before, only to have it shrink and shrivel as she takes a sip of her coffee.
Echo Colm?
No, it just tastes too much like coffee.
That might be my coffee.
What? But there's hardly any coffee in that. Your cup is like 99% sugar.
That's my coffee, isn't it?
We've been a couple for less than 3 hours and you're already trying to break my heart.
I slide a cookie from my side of the table over to her as a peace offering, which she is quickly to accept. Our conversation dips back into random bits and bobs as the sky changes colors over the city. The trolley drops us off at a couple blocks from Caprice's apartment, just as the sun vanishes from the sight. Walk the rest of the distance to our place, fingers intertwined and smiles on our faces.
Well, Olive?
Mm-hmm.
Caprice?
Mm-hmm.
I had fun.
I did too.
Me too. Maybe we could do it again.
Definitely. But you're in charge next time.
Hi, Bruno. It's not Christmas yet. It's tomorrow. That's tomorrow, Bruno. Not today. You're Delulu.
Pa.
I'm messing up my
Messing up.
Never gets
yes,
old.
double
See that
parry.
bullshit?
Let's go.
Never gets old.
I wasn't even attacking you. I was just in the area and I got parried myself too. That's cool. Bullshit.
Never gets old. What do you mean? What does? Bruno, are you fucking looking at the screen? I shouted you out, motherfucker. Again. Never gets old. The shout out of BS Legend TF, who doesn't stream anymore. Never gets old. You're looking. Well, it's over now. You want a second one? You asked for a second one? Yeah, you asked for a question skipped early? You're ignoring it? Let's see how it is. This morning feels like a long time, like a lifetime ago. I completely forgot I was upset about that. Thankfully, I feel like after today, I have a better read of the kind of experiences Chris cherishes.
I think you have an outstanding IOU for cooking lessons.
Thanks, Bruno. How thoughtful of you. For Christmas Eve. It's great, that thank you.
Outstanding is right. I have high hopes.
It's a date.
It's a date.
Sure is.
It sure is. She motions me closer. I oblige. Come on. Why they gotta do us like that? Why they gotta do us like that? Why they gotta hide like that? Why they gotta do us like that, Hiding the kiss. SMH my head. The game window is too big now. I can fix that actually, it's just a one button press. There we go, it's better. I fixed the game window being too big. I should save. Even with the building up to it, our kiss still doesn't fail to take me by surprise. My chest feeling fit to burst with warmth where our lips meet. As our lips meet. Our lips meet. Our lips meet. The start of the semester feels like it was a million years ago. The worries and fears hung heavy on me the entire time. A lot of it was self-inflicted, I know. But even if it wasn't, when I think about all the time spent stressing about the situation and being terrified of letting the people closest to me down, then bring myself back to right here, right now, in this moment. It was worth it. Mom's right. The irony of it all is pretty silly. I spent so long in my thoughts that Before I knew it, Caprice pulls away and her eyes open to meet mine once again.
Good night, Ollie.
Good night.
If I'm still recovering from her surprise, as I'm still recovering from her surprise, I wave and watch her enter her apartment. The warmth I'm feeling right now will be enough to start hoping to stave off the cold until I can find my way home. A few days later, between the different proteins, spices, and vegetables and the bag of ingredients I brought this night, I've brought this is nigh bursting with potential. I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do with all of it yet, but I wanted to leave Caprice some options as to what she wanted to try making first. I give a gentle knock on her apartment door with my free hand eager to get our second date underway. Sure, it's only been a couple days since our last date. Maybe it's a bit fast, but neither of us are too worried about that. Or more accurately, without classes as an excuse to see each other every day, it feels longer than usual. The door's pushed open, as expected, of someone like Caprice, but it's not Caprice.
Oh.
Huh?
Oh.
Oh. Except when it's Haley, I guess. When we were planning this the other day, Caprice said her roommates would be out for a bit, so the kitchen would be less crowded. Maybe she got the days mixed up?
Not who you were expecting? It's okay. I was hoping you were someone else too.
Thanks, Adox, I appreciate it. She always knows just what to say. He opens the door the rest of the way and steps inside. Beckoning me in. A quick scan of the room shows things are even more cramped than I thought it'd be. Millie's sitting almost motionless on the couch as Bruno plays The Sims 4 on Steam. Caprice stands across the room at their kitchen counter, looking uncharacteristically gloomy. The real surprise comes from Miss Shifton, sitting alongside her daughter, matching Caprice's agitation with visible discomfort. Bruno's playing Sims 4 again. He opened it a second time. I don't know why. Before I have time to even begin to imagine what I've stepped into, Caprice's expression rapidly shifts after finally becoming aware of my presence.
Oh, hey!
Hey, am I intruding? Is this She's quick to greet me with a hug. Between the sudden impact of her and the 3 sets of eyes I feel on me, it feels as though I'm about to collapse on myself. Thankfully, a couple pats on her back is enough to signal for her to release me from her vice grip. The sudden smiles everyone's in the room shows the damage has already been done, though.
Guess the cat's out of the bag, huh?
It's been out of the bag since the second she got home after you asked her out.
I would have been more surprised if she actually managed to avoid bringing it up with them.
She got a free car ride out of it.
Nice.
I was happy for you two when she dropped the news. It was the least I could do.
The sincerity in her voice confuses me further. It's hard to get a grasp on the relationship between these two. Every time they mention each other, it's an entirely different mood.
Sorry for getting in your hair today. I know you two had something planned.
Nah, fam, it's fine. What's up?
Still have planned. Trust the process.
I don't want to outright ask why they're still here if that's the case, but it'd be nice to get an answer regardless. Millie does me a favor and chimes in.
Haley and I were headed out to prepare some paperwork for next semester, but my engine wouldn't start this morning. My dad's taking a look at it now. We should hopefully have some good news soon.
And I missed that because I got towed. Obviously. No, how did I miss the person in the driveway? Looking at the engine of a car. It's because it's not in the driveway.
That makes sense. Sorry for the bother.
No bother at all. We aren't even supposed to be here right now.
That explains most everything except for the woman sitting silently in her corner of the room. A far cry from her common process of the aquarium presence.
It's good to see you again, ma'am.
It's still Charlie. The shock of her face makes me immediately second guess the greeting. It's not a feeling I'm unfamiliar with. Maybe I should just let her continue to sink into the background. As telling as her expression is, she quickly shakes it off and replaces it with a warm smile.
Ma'am, it's worse than usual. I told you first names are fine, right? Especially now that we're practically family.
Mom!
As much as we go back and forth, it seems like Caprice's mom and her are even worse. Caprice's genuine embarrassment is pretty endearing, though.
Alright, I'll try to get better at that.
Ma'am.
I'll hold you to it.
Ma'am. At least the mood has lightened up a bit, compared to the sorry state the room was when I first walked in. One final question hangs in the mind before I can be confident I figured out everything about the situation.
So what brings you here today? Just hanging out?
Charlie's face freezes, her expression twists and turns, trying to piece together the answer.
Millie's father and I were grabbing lunch together when she called. I offered to stay behind, but...
They're kind of a package deal nowadays.
Ah, yes. They're dating. As you do. What a time. Bizarre. But what a time.
She's a family friend.
Sure. Millie's unusual quick call-up makes me nervous by itself. Let alone when combined with Charlie's face deflating and Haley spreading her headphones over her ears.
Millie?
Well, she is, isn't she?
Is this where it all started?
What's your deal starting this now? With Olive here?
Millie looks at me, then Caprice, their expression visibly softening, if only a little. After a small scan, Millie swivels her head back around, staring absentmindedly at the powered-off television.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That makes two of us, despite my ignorance. It's feeling incredibly obvious that something's on the verge of bubbling over. Thankfully, the rapping on the door behind me puts everything on pause as everyone turns their attention to it. Meeting everyone's eyes, it suddenly dawns on me that I'm right in front of the door. I turn around and slowly open it. Hello. Sir.
Hello. You are...
Our height difference isn't that dramatic, but the man at the door still feels like he handily towers over me. A stern expression hangs on his face, betrayed ever so slightly by the gentleness in his voice. His red coat, covered in oil, gives me enough context to make an educated guess on who it is.
Hello? Hi, I'm Olive. Sorry.
I quickly step to the side to get out of his way.
Oh, you must be Caprice's partner. Nice to meet you. Name's Mike.
As he steps inside, he makes a point to shake my hand, leaving behind a Giant oil stain. Between that and the bag of groceries in my hand, I've effectively been left stranded. Or right stranded.
Just
I
as
don't
you
know.
thought. It's an old girl showing her age. She's a tough one, though. Stay on top of the oil changes and you'll be alright.
Poor Junebug. Will do. Thanks for taking a look.
Millie's dad gives a smile, glancing at Caprice and her mom across the room. He opens his mouth, he says something, but Millie clears her throat, loudly cutting him off.
We'd better head out before it gets too late. Ready, Haley?
Haley gives the quickest nod I've ever seen and slides past Mike and I out the door. Can't say I blame her. Millie stands up, grabs her coat by the nearby rock, and makes her exit, giving me a quick smile as the door closes behind her.
Ugh, she's so...
Don't start it, please.
Caprice.
I'm still left dumbfounded by the entire ordeal. I feel like an argument was about to form from what I can tell. A really innocent remark, and then it just dissolved at the drop of a hat.
Did I miss something?
You arrived just in the nick of time.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm glad to hear it.
He moves his way past me into the kitchen.
You two can't keep this up forever.
You're preaching to the choir.
Am I now?
I see. The water starting from the kitchen, the kitchen sink pulls me out of my stupor. It reminds me of the position I've been left in. Slowly, I approach the kitchen counter, gently placing the bag of ingredients down. Please, don't notice me. Alas, I am bound to be noticed eventually, waiting beside Mike for my turn to wash the grease off my hands. He turns to address me as he shakes away the water before reaching for a paper towel and allowing me to sink access.
So, what brings you out here, Olive? I mean, Caprice, I'd imagine. But, you know, specifics.
Why? You're not her father! Yet? He doesn't wait for an answer before taking a peek in my bag.
Well, I told Caprice I'd teach her how to cook, so I brought over some stuff. Figured we could think of something to make between it and whatever they have lying about here.
Soon to be daughter, not just yet. Soon to be a stepdaughter. I finished washing my hands just in time to see him unscrew the lid off a jar and give it a small sniff, before closing it again and turning his attention to the fridge. Caprice and Charlie seem as bewildered as I am, giving a look to each other as he continues in his rummaging through my stuff.
You could throw some chicken parm together with what you've got available. You ever make it?
Yeah? The diner I work at has sandwiches, at least.
You want to handle the pasta and I'll help with the chicken? We could share notes.
Sir, I'm here to teach my girlfriend how to cook. Can you leave? What?
Mike, this is supposed to be a date. For them.
That seemingly enough to stop him as he sheepishly closes the fridge.
Oh, right. I was still in work mode, sorry.
Sir, please, the fuck? It's just that I think we're slowly inching towards returning to our Caprice, what the fuck are you doing? Our ordinary plan. The laugh Caprice is clearly struggling to keep and gives the impression that we aren't out of the woods yet. Sure, please, Caprice needs all the help she can get when it comes to cooking.
Did I tell you the first time Ollie came over, they jumped right into cooking something too? Let's scratch the original plan. You two should totally do something together.
But
There's always next time, it's fine. I'm a quick learner, we can start whenever. Doesn't have to be today.
She gives a cat-like grin, leaning forward from the table with entirely too much interest. Really? Charlie gives a shrug, accompanied by a small smile. I share a glance with Mike, both of us knowing there's no real chance of walking this back. He starts removing his oil-ridden coat as I begin unpacking our necessary ingredients. Cheese. After trying to figure out how to stay out of each other's way, Mike and I eventually make progress on our impromptu assignment. While Caprice and Charlie chat away without a care in the world, my conversations with Mike are infrequent and brief.
so, you recognized me as soon as you heard the name. Does Millie talk about me a lot?
No such thing as secrets between the Clark and Shifton households. If you tell Caprice your favorite color, I know about it before the end of the day.
He stops his cheese grating and gives me a knowing look over. Just a shift in their expressions.
Orange?
Orange?
Uncanny.
Oh. I try to play it off sarcastically. Unfortunately, his face lights up.
Really? That's the first time I've gotten it right the first try. Hey, this old man hasn't lost his touch yet.
I see.
Oh.
Well, I'll be taking that joke to the grave then. He goes back to his prep work. I start reducing the pasta sauce.
Sorry you got wrapped up in this, Olive.
It's fine. If Caprice is happy, then doesn't matter what we actually end up doing.
Aww.
That's gay. Oh, I forgot who I was talking to for a second. Definitely a mistake. I'm eager to not make it again.
I'm happy to hear that. Enjoying your time together is important.
It'd be nice if all of us could be here. Millie used to love our family dinners. She insisted you always made better potatoes than I did.
Yeah, well, it's her loss. She'd be over it by now if she just tried to spend time together.
Oh, I'm so gay.
There's still a few months for her to come around. Let's be patient.
What do you... Why is there a time limit? What do you mean?
What's happening in a few months?
It starts as an absent-minded inquiry, but I can feel the mood in the room change slightly as I'm working away. The silence starts lasting just a little too long to remain comfortable.
Caprice? Have you not said anything?
It's just never come up. Besides, it's not even a big deal.
What's not a big deal?
Charlie and I are tying the knot this spring.
Oh, okay. Mike continues mixing his now grated cheese with some breadcrumbs, answering nonchalantly.
Oh.
Oh? Is that all I have to say? Things suddenly make a whole lot more and a whole lot less sense at the same time. There's 100 things I want to ask, but that single exclamation is all that managed to leave my lips.
With the way you talk about your back and forth with Millie's club and Olive being in the center of it for a while, I think it's at least good for you to let them know the why, especially now that you're a pair.
It's not like I was deliberately hiding it. Like I said, unlike Millie, I just don't see the issue.
I thought you were just arguing about club stuff this entire time.
What? Psh, no, we're adults, Ollie. I love our little club, but it's not something to get angry about.
Look, I know you told us not to interfere and that you can handle it, but just try your best to cool the flames a bit and bridge the gap, yeah? We love both of you and we don't want you two to fight based on our decision.
Please don't push each other away over this. I'd give the world to see you two back to the way you were.
Yeah, I know. I'm just happy for you two, and I'm sure Millie would see it the same way if she just... Ugh, sorry.
Mike's calm approach to this helps make the conversation feel under control, even if Charlie looks like she's choking up. There's so much context I feel like I'm missing. But that's not something I'm keen to prod at right now.
Hey, Olive.
Yeah? Being singled out in the middle of this causes my heart to drop. I try my best to take a cue from Caprice and bounce back as quick as I can.
Yeah?
I'm sure it isn't a super appealing offer as it stands, but you could join us for Christmas this year if your schedule is open.
Christmas?
We'd be glad to have you. Consider it making amends for the sudden change in plans today.
Caprice's face lights up at the suggestion, but the fact that Charlie's still hung up about this makes me feel awful. This woman's got a lot on her plate.
If it's not a burden, I don't mind. Mom's gonna be working this year anyway.
Oh no, poor thing.
I'm not sure if she's referring to me or Mom.
That's nothing new, unfortunately. We've already made plans to celebrate a couple days early, at least.
No objections on my end. You being around may even help keep our two troublemakers in check.
I resent that.
I've never known you to resent anything.
I'll make sure my schedule's open.
The excitement in Caprice's face and the smile on Charlie's puts a nice bow on the competition, allowing me to refocus on my sauce. Which I now realize I've been mindlessly stirring for the last little while.
Think I'm done on my end. Just have to throw the noodles into some water when the chicken gets close to done. Need any help?
Want to double check my work? I'd rather trust the kitchen hand's opinions than my own.
It'll be fine, Mike. I don't know how you can be so confident about everything else, but still don't trust yourself to cook a meal after so long.
I remember you making this way back when I was in grade school. I hope you have it down by now.
Yeah, it's been passable, I guess. But it's hard to feel confident working beside a pro.
Look at the whirlwind surrounding the people in this room. It looks like we managed to make it through the other side, unscathed. For now, as smiles and laughter start to repopulate the apartment. There's still a lot of questions left unanswered, but it's probably best to let sleeping dogs lie for now. Everyone involved in this deserves better than all this drama. It seems like it's a long way off from disappearing, but I can at least help them forget about it for the rest of the day. A few days later. Though it hasn't been long since the semester ended, it feels like I'm looking at the club room and a light I've never seen before.
Wallace, help me carry some of these canvases.
Did I hear please?
No. Though she argues, Wallace has already moved to help her. Allison is busy, pulling a few of her things from the cabinet.
This will probably be the last time we come back here till the break's over, so make sure you don't accidentally leave anything behind.
Caprice stands, hands on her hips, like a boss, overseeing her workers.
Still feels like the semester just started.
It sure went quick, huh?
Yeah. It was kind of scary at the start. Felt like everything was going so fast and I had no time at all. Now it feels like...
Like a memory that is barely there. Like all the fear and pressure didn't really matter. But a lot happened more than I can ever begin to count.
Like you had so much fun it was gone before you noticed?
Yeah. I catch myself smiling, only noticing after the fact.
something like that.
Fun's a decent word for it, I guess. I met people who I consider my friends. I met my girlfriend. I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful to them.
Things changed a lot this semester.
The semester is one thing, but I'm still struggling to believe the club's been around for a whole year.
That's fair. Everyone else here has been in this room longer than I have. Their memory is attached, and I can't imagine.
Gosh, I remember last year. I was too scared to even come in here.
Yet here you are.
The fact that the club began with a stolen key and a hostile takeover seems only fitting for this group in particular. Eileen gives a weary sigh.
You know you wanted us to.
Eileen puts her hand on her girlfriend's back. Allison smiles.
She was fine. I could have done without you.
And without me, where would you be now?
Here with one less annoyance.
Wrong! You'd have to go be a sad loner somewhere else. This room would be ours.
Oh yeah? You think you could have taken it from me?
Even with how intense their mutual glares are, it doesn't seem like there's any real animosity here. That doesn't stop Allison from wearing a worried look on her face. Wallace is totally nonplussed. Just another day in the club. Still, I find myself a bit off. I feel a bit put off at Allison's negativity. Eileen's negativity. I thought I'd be used to it by now. But no, such luck. Finally, coming to the realization that the scuffle isn't genuine, Allison turns to look out the window.
But it really won't be long until we're not coming back here at all, huh?
A silence hangs over the room. The energy coming from Eileen and Caprice back and forth, quickly evaporating into nothing. As expected at this point, Caprice is the first to speak up.
There's still one more semester at least.
This one went so fast. Imagine how fast that one will feel.
Well, it's not like we won't still be around.
Maybe. I've been looking at universities.
Same.
Oh, guys.
Just as I think I've pushed the thought out of my mind, it resurfaces once more. Or another. One way or another. Where I'm going after this. It feels too soon to think about the next step. To think about parting ways with these places I've become used to. These people.
I mean, the art club won't die just because we transfer out, you know?
The inflation in voice is slight but not noticeable. She's back to her chipper self, not even a moment later. A posture fixing itself in the blink of an eye.
Come on, let's not talk about this right now. We've got things to do.
Yeah.
Alice gives a small sigh as she continues collecting her things. Eileen and Wallace return to gathering canvases. Caprice lingers, looking unsure of what to do. Given her excitement over it just days ago, I'm surprised at how much she's hesitating. I inch my way towards whispering in distance.
Getting cold feet?
No, of course not. Just waiting for the right time.
After taking the lead so confidently, for so long, it's nice to get the occasional reminder that I'm not totally alone with my anxiety.
It'll probably be at least a couple weeks before we're all back in one room again.
You two want to share with the class?
Caprice and I both jump as Eileen pulls our focused onto her. Caught red-handed. Though I guess the two of us sitting in a corner whispering was bound to look suspicious no matter how careful we were.
Sure what? We were just having a conversation. Do you always butt in when...
Caprice and I are dating.
Olive?
I don't know how our roles were reversed so handily. I was surprised myself being the one to drop the news like that. With Caprice being so excited about it earlier, I just didn't want the opportunity to pass up. I suppose.
Just, thought you should know, I guess.
The immediate reaction is mild. Even Allison, who was my personal bet to be jumping up and down wildly at the news, instead just settles for a large smile. As if to accentuate it, and then gives a bored look.
Yeah, we know.
What? How? Why? Who?
Who? Her eyes narrow, realization hitting her before she even finishes asking the question. She throws daggers at Wallace, who gives a meek shrug.
Millie and I still talk, you know. We were in the same club till recently.
And Wallace is more of a gossip than you'd think.
Millie...
I tilt my head back over to Caprice, who is now desperately trying to pull her hat down over her eyes. I'll admit the idea of sinking entirely into my hoodie right now sounds pretty appealing too.
We didn't want to say anything until you told us so you didn't feel pressured or anything. But now that you have, I just want to say how happy I am for you two.
Yeah, thrilled. We can hold our 10th pizza party of the year over it later if you want, but we should probably finish clearing out before they come around to lock the room.
Yeah.
Great! Yeah, time's of the essence.
Thank you for the out, Eileen.
Hey, need help carrying anything?
Yes, you, help with my music player. I need to find one of my sketchbooks, too.
Caprice is barely able to see the stacks of supplies and the various in-progress work she's taken with her. But I've got a load in my arm myself, but she insisted on carrying the bulk of it.
You better find a way to fit all that without damaging my car.
When have I ever?
I'll lag behind the group, content to let the others race ahead. Something catches me at the corner of my eye. A woman, sitting on a bench, some ways away, dressed in a white coat with red accents. Millie's all but scowling at her phone, an unusual expression for her. Everything is telling me to just keep walking. But after recent revelations, there's the lightest tug pulling me towards her. It's worth at least trying to talk. Holy Millie is helping Caprice, and I've got a million favors to repay her.
Hey guys, I forgot something. I'm gonna head back real quick.
I'll help.
Your hands are full enough as is. It'll be fast.
Don't take too long or I'll leave without you.
Yeah, I know.
My assurance is good enough for the both of them. They resume their walk to Eileen's car.
So Eileen, while I've got you here, I want your updated thoughts on...
I'm still fine with handling it for you.
No, I just want to poke your brain a bit.
Wait until we're back at the car.
Wrapped up in another conversation, they continue ahead as they circle back.
Hey.
Yo. Millie looks up from her phone, her face shifting from scorn to surprise.
Oh, hello, Olive. What are you doing here?
Club
Was
things.
picking up some last-minute stuff.
I shrug with the items in my hand. Hello.
With the rest of your club?
Yeah, they're heading to the car, but I thought I'd come say hi.
She smiles at me, her phone on her lap.
Well, that's a pleasant surprise. Hello.
Everything okay?
She must notice me glancing at her phone, and she looks down at it too.
Oh, yes, just talking with my dad. It's nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nothing. It's really hard for that to not sound suspect, knowing what I know now.
Though, speaking of, I heard you might be joining us for Christmas?
Yes? But I feel my spine stiffen.
Word travels fast.
No secrets between the Clark and Shifton households.
That's what your father said. I cannot but grimace, as I guess that really wasn't an exaggeration. Millie's smile widens as she clasps her hands together, doing her best to drive my uncertainty away.
Don't worry, I think it's a great idea.
You do?
Well, sure. You're with Caprice now, so why not?
You don't think it'll be strange or awkward?
No, not at all. Unless you're worried about us. We're nice people, Olive.
Shoot! That came out entirely wrong.
Oh, sorry. I really didn't mean anything like that.
I'm sure it's just a tough time for everyone involved. I'm just afraid me being all around will make things worse.
I know you've been caught between us at times. I'm sorry about the other day. You don't need to worry, though. It's Christmas. Even if things are a bit different from usual, we can't overlook that.
I want to believe that.
If you're sure. I don't want you to have to push however you're feeling aside on my account, though.
Millie gives me a difficult look, pursing her lips slightly before averting her gaze. Something about that either landing horribly or too close to home. Even with my time getting to know Caprice, I can't say I fully understand the relationship between these two. I wasn't around when they were inseparable. Even still, it's easy to see how important they are to each other, even with things as fractured as they are.
If there's any chance of things going smoothly, we'll both have to set aside some things. It's as much up to her as it is me.
I don't know exactly how to take that. The biting sound to how she emphasizes it's up to Caprice too. It sounds familiar. Though I've overheard about Millie trying to avoid Caprice, and Caprice's usual eager self trying to patch things up, regardless. Hi, Olivia. Welcome. How you doing? Hi. It's Christmas Eve. You excited? Is that what this is about?
Are you mad at her?
It's more complicated than that.
The pause that comes after is appropriately awkward. If she doesn't want to elaborate on that, then maybe she'll be more open to another angle.
I, heard about the marriage thing.
Just had a brisket. sandwich. Nice.
And figured it'd make for some good idle chit-chat?
Look! Millie! I'm trying to help you here. Well, that backfired spectacularly. Even her smile is unwavering, it's hard to miss the annoyance underlining it. Ooh, great. Cooking all night? Whoa, whoa, Bolivia. Look at you go. Crazy. Part of me wants to entirely end the exit competition here. I should, really. At the same time, watching the two struggling to navigate around each other has been a lot more painful after becoming emotionally invested.
No, but I mean, maybe I don't fully understand what you're going through, but
You don't need to understand, Olive. It's not your problem to solve.
I'm involved in it now, am I not? She's right, I'm self-aware enough to know I'm worshipping, but at the same time, it's frustrating to not be able to It's frustrating to not be able to try and do what I can for Caprice. But doing that, what am I even trying to do here?
I appreciate your kindness. I'm glad Caprice has someone so caring there for her. I'll be fine, though.
okay. Sorry for trying to butt in.
You were only trying to do good. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do here, okay?
Yeah.
You should probably catch up with your clubmates. Have a nice rest of your day. It was good talking with you, really.
You too. Later.
I feel foolish, like I shouldn't even approached her. Did I screw up? I feel like I did. My heart sinks at that disaster of a conversation. And I'm sure there's been a far worse between the two. I can't even imagine what it's like with their families. Well, I'm keeping Caprice and the others waiting. Eileen will get scary if I hold up too long. That evening, I felt very passive-aggressive. Eileen promised, or perhaps threatened. As least promised, or at least threatened, we've chosen to end the day with our one last club outing at the usual pizza place. The first outing in which Caprice isn't eager to make herself the center of attention. Can't say I blame her. I can't deny feeling the same way right now. Allison's huge smile, by contrast, feels a lot more sincere.
I'm so happy for you two. I had a feeling really early on.
I guess you would be the expert in the room, huh?
Well, honestly, you two weren't super subtle near the end.
I immediately shift my eyes towards the plate in front of me. To make my embarrassment less obvious, I'm not sure what Caprice's reaction is, but it's responded with a giggle from Allison.
Either way, I'm glad it all worked out.
Yeah. Same.
Hey, Olive?
Yes. I pull myself back up to eye level, now that she's singled me out.
I actually wanted to apologize for being so pushy about things.
Well, it worked out in the end.
And I'm glad. But I could have been way off the mark, and I shouldn't have tried to involve myself like that. When I was dealing with similar stuff a year ago, I'd ask for help and thoughts, but the only advice I ever got was to figure things out on my own. In the moment, I just thought you two deserved more than that.
I had no idea she was torn up about that. It only really happened once or twice. That didn't really faze me.
Hey, it's fine. I appreciate the thought, really. It's nice to know you were looking out for us.
You two are being way too serious right now. It's making things weird.
Nah, fam, you're making it weird by pointing it out. So she says, taking a giant bite out of a slice of pizza to put a point to her sentence. Caprice's ability to change the ebb and flow of people's moods never ceases to amaze me.
Okay. Let me say one more thing and I'll stop. Promise.
She takes a sip of her soda before continuing. I can't help but feel at least a little relieved when she turns her attention to Caprice rather than resuming our conversation.
Caprice, I know you joke about being responsible for bringing Eileen and I together, but for what it's worth, I think there's some truth to that. And, well, I'm glad what went around came around.
Caprice looks like she's about ready to bolt out of the room despite the smile on her face. She remains glued to her seat, however, as Alice leans into her ear, giving her hand as a shield to hide her whisper.
Eileen thinks the same way too.
Aww.
That doesn't seem to be enough to safeguard as Eileen immediately pulls herself away from the conversation she was having with Wallace to make her presence known.
I can still hear you.
That didn't sound like a denial to me.
The swift punch of Wallace's arm isn't enough to swipe the smugness off his face, and in fact only serves to magnify the smiles on the rest of the club. The night continues on with lots of laughter, and most of us wearing various shades of red on our faces. A few days later, when Caprice called me yesterday, pitching another date, I was all too eager to accept. After making such a big deal of it during our initial outing, I was surprised to be heading to the aquarium so soon. I guess I climbed my way up pretty fast.
There you are.
My eyes land on Caprice waving her arms as she approaches alongside with her mom, who looks to still be on the clock. She's definitely dressed for the occasion, which is more than what I can say about myself. I find myself torn between admiring her outfit and wishing she had told me to the dress code expectations were going to be higher than this time around.
Hey, you look great.
You too.
I didn't do anything different.
Exactly.
Doesn't change what I said.
Exactly. Our contests of whom can embarrass the other more appears to have hit a stalemate.
Nice to see you again, Olive.
Hi, you too, Miss Shefton.
Charlie. Next time for sure. She has a name, you know. Awesome. You didn't see it, but the achievement popped up called Next Time for Sure. She has a name, you know. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send you the screenshot of it real quick. Oh my god, no. My shoulder slump.
Maybe next time.
For sure. She writes herself, sporting a smile and a wink as she does so.
Caprice knows this place better than I do. I'm sure she'll give you the grand tour.
I'm looking forward to it.
And Caprice, keep the bullying to a minimum.
Says you. Shouldn't you get back to work?
I have a couple minutes left on my break, technically.
It's not your date.
Caprice ushers her off, lightly directing her away from us.
Go!
Shoo.
I'm going. Have fun, you two.
Thanks.
Tell me all about it.
I will. Bye!
Bye.
Bye! Caprice heaves a sigh as her mom disappears from sight. Even if her continued laughter can be heard for a little while longer after the fact.
I was afraid she was gonna stick with us the whole time.
She's just concerned about her kid.
No, she's just being nosy.
We share a laugh. I'm actually glad the evening started this way.
Where do you want to go first?
This way. The penguin area is all done up for the holidays.
Nice. Penguins. I love penguins. Penguin. This guy is going through some things. That guy down there is going through something right now. This guy is going through some shit. We're at level with the water when the penguins dive in one by one and swim about. Looking up above, we can see the enclosure with its icy floor. The aquarium staff have decorated with some fake trees, lit in blinking lights. There's even a red and white striped pole with a sign reading North Pole. The penguins pay it no mind.
Hey, don't penguins live in the south?
Yeah, mostly in Antarctica.
Then it's in the wrong pole.
It's just for fun. Sometimes taking creative liberties is okay.
Sure. She gets closer to the glass and watches the penguins swim.
Aren't they cool?
They're cute, yeah.
Takes one to know one.
When she says this, she sneaks in a kiss. Gay. Give me a second. There you go. There you go.
Hey, wait a second.
I was setting you up for that with cool. You only have yourself to blame for changing the word.
Right, of course. My mistake.
I killed the dinosaurs, the Ice Age. That's pretty cool. I'm consistently amazed at her ability to so easily get the upper hand in every single one of our conversations.
Now, speaking of cute ollies, let's go to the otters.
Yay!
You can't just say things like that.
I
can.
just did. You gotta stop leaving yourself so open.
Damn, bro. Damn, Caprice, you ruthless. Aw, Alice is naughty. Dumping is nice. Ollie is nice. Calcifer, poggers. Womble, 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 womble. Unlike the penguins who are lively at this time, the otters are all snoozing.
Oh well, they're cute like this too.
It takes one to know.
You can't use the same line.
Can two?
You're not even trying.
The outer enclosure is less decorated, mostly assigned with some white string lights, setting a subtle yet distinctly holiday mood.
I wonder which one is Ollie. It's so hard to tell them apart when they're like this.
Found him.
Whoa, really?
Points to yourself. It's barely visible due to the dim lighting, but I pointed directly ahead to my reflection. Hey.
Very funny.
Hey. She turns to give me a pout, and I take the chance to return the kiss she gave me earlier. It's sudden enough that I managed to catch her off guard, just as much as her.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah. Got you, though.
Come on, let's walk around some more.
After you.
Milady. Milady. The walls swim with fish, and all such of all shapes and sizes and colors. They flitter about, temporary decorations set on the floor for their tanks, making a vision of their own sort of Christmas lights.
I was starting to wonder if you forgot that an aquarium has fish in it.
You're gonna make fun of me? Here? In my element?
I would never.
Reaches for my hand, and I really offer it.
I love the mammals, but this was my favorite fish tank growing up. It always felt more colorful than the rest.
I'm sure the bed of pink pebbles had nothing to do with that.
Maybe. Probably. But look at the actual fish!
She points to various visibly colored creatures with her free hand as they passes by, giving random facts on the various species. When she has one available, which is more often than not. Her fascination with them doesn't end, and I find it easier and easier to borrow some of her excitement and make it my own. As long as it's with her, I could definitely see myself visiting again and again. Look, it's them. Look, it them. It them. It gone. It them.
The food here always makes me so nostalgic.
That's as good a reason as any, I guess. Well, it's better than just grabbing something from a vending machine. It feels somehow more touristy than anything I've done yet so far. She has mac and cheese, and I have some chicken tenders. It would have felt weird ordering the fish sticks.
The menu really hasn't changed since I was a kid.
And you're not sick of it?
It's part of the experience.
She starts eating for a moment. She stops eating for a moment, clearly thinking something over.
You're fine with this, right?
Of course. I was told to expect the grand tour from you tonight, remember? Wouldn't want to miss out on a crucial part of the experience.
Thanks, Ollie.
The mood seems to mellow, but her smile doesn't.
I'm super happy we came here tonight. Thanks for agreeing on such short notice.
No problem.
There's no way I'd say no. After all, we would have missed the North Pole penguins.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Yeah.
The mystical North Pole penguins. She waves me off, and we both share a small laugh before returning to our food.
I'm surprised we got to the aquarium so fast, though, given how eager you were to dismiss it at the cafe. I must have done something really impressive.
Well, you know.
She uses bites of her macaroni to buy herself some time before answering.
The next few days will be pretty busy. I've got some last-second gift planning to deal with. You're gonna be having dinner with your mom, then there's the big Christmas thing itself. I figured, you know, making the last little bit of time we have together alone special was worth skipping a few steps.
I sort of allowed myself to forget I wouldn't have a lot of free time the rest of this week. But she's absolutely right.
I mean, you say this is alone time, but I'm willing to bet your mom has been in earshot of us all evening.
For your sake, I hope not. With that thing at the otter exhibit you tried to pull.
Like you're one to talk. Oh, right. You reminded me, actually.
Miss Shifton. Miss Shifton! She has a name, you know. Surely next time. She has a name, you know, Possum. Her name is...
Hmm?
It's in my mind to ask for a few days, but it keeps getting pushed into the background with other going-ons.
I know you're gonna be busy, so don't feel pressured. But you're free to come visit Mom and I for our makeup Christmas if you want. I figured fair's fair, with me joining yours and all.
Caprice's face was already shining bright, but now she's practically blinding.
I don't care how much stuff I have to move around, I'll definitely make sure to drop by.
I'm happy to hear it. Now that everything's settled, we should get back to the tour soon.
Oh, right.
After we finish our dinner, we decide to walk around the aquarium a little bit more. We walk together under the twinkling lights, enjoying the cool evening, taking in the swimming sights again. We stay later than we planned before we even realize it. The next day, the pile of gifts on my coffee table is modest. No more than 3, but trying to make them look presentable took all morning. With how busy life has been, the holidays managed to sneak up on me pretty effortlessly. Thank you, Possum. This is for you. This is for you. Having to schedule an early Christmas with Mom definitely hasn't helped things feel closer than they would otherwise. Not that I'd ever complain about that. Take one last glance at the meager stack of presents. I'd say my efforts have earned me a cup of coffee as a reward. I pull myself up from the couch as if, on cue, my doorbell rings. I can't imagine who would be visiting today. I find myself just as dumbfounded when I open the door, and Allison's there to greet me.
Oh, thank goodness. I was losing hope after 2 wrong doors.
Eh? She lets out an exasperated sigh.
Hi.
Sorry for popping in like this. I had to ask around to get your address.
You could have just asked.
I wanted it to be a surprise. Here, Merry Christmas.
She pushes a small gift bag to my hands, an ocean of festive color paper sticking out from the top.
Oh, no, you didn't have to do anything. If I had known...
That's exactly why it had to be a surprise. Go on, open it.
Well, this is very appropriate. I didn't expect it to be on Christmas. I really didn't expect to play this chapter, and it would be Christmas in the game. This is very appropriate to play today. What a time! I do, she says, going slow out of a mix of caution and a small tinge of guilt. Ah, I'm being mugged. After shoving some paper around, I take out a ceramic mug, colored with various shades of green and
I was just thinking
blues.
that you look like the sort of person who would enjoy one of our
Totally
fairy kiss
planned.
chillers.
Thank you, Bolivia. This is for you. The handle is a bit misshapen, and there's noticeable bumps here and there, but it's hard not to smile at all.
Whoa. You made this?
I was just thinking that you look like the sort of person who would enjoy one of our fairy kiss
Being mugged
chillers.
indeed. I'm out of water. This is for you, Bolivia. Her expression shifts, unsure whether to smile or not.
I know it isn't perfect and not really creative or anything, but it's the thought that counts, right?
No, really. It's great. Perfect timing too, actually.
I put the bag under my arm as I can hold the gift in my hands, spinning it slowly as I look it over. Piecing together a small plan to absolve myself of the remorse of not having anything for Alice in exchange.
I was actually just about to put some coffee on. If you have a few minutes to kill, you're welcome to a cup.
Oh, I didn't want to bother you or anything. Just wanted to do a quick drop-off.
If you have to go, that's fine, but you aren't interrupting anything. At the very least, it'd make me feel less bad about you walking away with nothing.
She tilts her head off to the side as she thinks, a small motion made noticeable by only the way her hair shifts into match.
If you're sure, then that's good enough for me. I could use a small break from the cold.
I place her coffee in front of her on the table, filled with sugar and milk as per her instructions. She uses the mug I had originally meant to use for myself, standard and plain. She takes it in her hands and brings the drink to her lips. I do the same with mine. With a hand holding the base of it, admittedly not being entirely confident in the handle's durability yet. With the coffee doing its job for warming us up, Allison opens her mouth to speak.
So, how have things been? With Caprice, I mean.
Jeez. I don't even know how to describe it. Busy feels like an understatement.
Allison responds with a small giggle, followed by another sip of her coffee.
Sounds like her.
Yeah.
I take a small drink myself, trying to figure out how to continue the conversation, feeling like my response was inadequate.
I'll actually be spending Christmas over at her family's. There hasn't been much time at all to rest lately.
A very rare grimace from Allison. She tries her best to hide it away once she catches me staring, but the damage has been done.
Sorry.
Should I ask?
It's just that, well, I only really have my own relationship to go on. You know how I told you that the zoo in the winter reminded me a lot of happy memories?
Uh-huh.
Yeah?
Well, I spent last year at Eileen's family home too. And that was the complete opposite of that, more or less.
Interesting. I bet Eileen's family didn't have anything as bad as Caprice Millie Cold War going on either. Ugh. She must know my face being a droop, because Allison is quick to pull herself to attention, back entirely upright and eyes as wide as they can possibly go.
Oh, but there were good times there too. And like I said, it's my only frame of reference, and whenever I see Caprice's mom at the aquarium, she's super nice and—
It's fine. I get it. If it helps, I was already sort of planning for the worst, with Millie there and things being the way they are.
A quick breath to calm herself, followed by another few sips of her coffee.
Sorry. I'm just rooting for you two and got a bit paranoid. In a lot of ways, it feels like I'm watching last year fold out all over again, just from an outside perspective.
That's a good sign, at least. With you and Eileen still going strong and all.
She gives a small smile, doing enough heavy lifting where words aren't necessary. The smile is quick to turn to shock as something goes off in her mind. And she takes her phone out of her coat.
Oh shoot. Speaking of which, I have to get going. Thanks for the coffee, Olive. I hope you and Caprice have a great Christmas together.
She empties the rest of her cup in a couple gulps and immediately sticks out her tongue in disgust. No, not a sugar is going to mask the bitterness when she downs it that fast.
No problem. Thanks again for the mug. I really appreciate it. Tell Eileen I said hi.
Still fighting against the bitter consequences of her haste, she gives me the best smile she's capable of giving as she makes her exit. So I stand alone in my tiny living room, slowly enjoying the rest of my coffee in my new favorite cup. A couple days later. I thought it said we love handsome cups for some handsome mugs. Like, oh yes, handsome mugs. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck is a handsome mug? I mean, mug means. Ah, possum. Mom reaches over to light some candles. They add to the ambiance of the cheap string lights she gifted me when I first moved out. Now a yearly staple. Besides that, there's no tree or decoration to speak of. But the snowfall outside and the quiet of the room suits us just fine. The room is filled with the smell of oven roast as I finish mashing potatoes. Today isn't Christmas, but it's the closest thing we have together. I join her in the living room. She's sitting on my old sofa, staring distantly out the window.
Your place looks lovely.
It isn't much.
We don't need much. We've got plenty here.
Couldn't ask for more.
I remember at the old place we'd put up little signs to make sure Santa found his way even without a chimney.
Christmas was never huge with us after we moved. I was always pretty content with the gifts Santa brought me. Even if it was Mom who forced me to make a list of every year so that she knew what to buy me.
It was so cute how worried you were that he would forget to bring me a present.
Yeah. Imagine. Crazy.
But he always did.
I wonder how.
Yeah. Well, after the time he did slip up and you gave me half of yours, I made sure he never forgot again. My little Ollie was always the sweetest little kid. Too nice for their own good.
Her little Ollie. I've been hearing that name a lot more of late. Huh.
Don't say it like it's a bad thing. You were the one who taught me, after all.
I won't take all the blame. When you were growing up, do you know how worried I was that you never had a rebellious phase?
Then high school happened.
Skipping class and hiding out in the Bell House once in a blue moon hardly counts. Every kid causes trouble, but you were a good kid. You still are.
We love the Bell House. We love the Bell House again. Great Bell House hours.
Thanks. You're a good mom, too.
We love the Bell House. She smiles in a sweet way and beckons me to join her on the couch.
So, how are things going with Caprice?
She reaches out into a bowl nearby and wrapping in the small candy that she popped into her mouth.
The date at the aquarium was really nice.
I'm so happy to hear that. I had to resist texting you all evening.
You didn't have to.
I would have kept asking every second how it was going. It's better I didn't.
I can't help but chuckle to myself, thinking back at how the date started.
What is it?
Caprice's mom was the same way. Caprice basically had to pry her off of us at the start.
Oh, that's right. She works there.
Yep. Caprice gets discounts because of it.
You should bring them to the diner sometime.
Maybe.
Will I get discounts, Mother? There are better places to eat, and the last place I want to spend what precious little free time I have is at work. Weird how things change between high school and college.
Aw. Are you embarrassed your mom might serve you?
Yes.
No, it's not that.
Still, if I tell Mom as much, I feel like it'd put her down. She loves the place. Not that I don't, but...
Well, I'd like to see Caprice again soon. Her mother, too.
Oh, right. About that. I'm sorry. I guess I should have asked you first, but...
We love the Euro Cafe. I pull out my phone and give it a quick glance. Caprice said she was on her way a bit ago, but I've been anxious to check in her updates every few minutes regardless.
You didn't! Really?
I'm relieved to see that she doesn't mind. To the contrary, she's excited.
I might have.
As if on cue, I hear the buzz of my apartment doorbell. I should have expected she'd skip the text and just come right up instead. Like last time.
That's probably her. I'll get it.
That's not her, is it? Imagine that's Millie. Mom giggles freely as she heads back into the kitchen to start the next bit of the dinner prep.
You sure sound enthusiastic today.
As if she isn't, I spare the bravado as I quickly rush the door open.
Ollie! Merry Christmas! I brought pie!
Pie? What flavor is it? A box is shoved in my face.
Oh, you didn't have to.
Sure I did. It's chocolate.
What? 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 I've never heard of a chocolate pie. Huh? She steps past me and begins looking around my apartment. She quickly notices my mom and rushes over to her.
Ah, hi, Miss Penn. It's been a while. Merry Christmas!
Oh no. She can use polite greetings. Oh, so she can't? Oh, so she can use polite greetings.
It sure has. Merry almost Christmas to you too, Caprice.
What the fuck is a chocolate pie?
I can't believe Olive has been keeping us apart. Is it me, Ollie?
Caprice glances towards me with heartbroken stare. I give her a raised eyebrow, but Mom pipes in immediately, looking a bit worried.
Oh, darling, I've just been working like a dog. Always been just head over heels for you.
Oh, whoa! Joking! I was just joking.
Bright pink flushes her face immediately. I laugh, look to myself, even without playing along with her a bit. It looks like Mom's able to keep up with Caprice in her own way.
I know, dear. I'm teasing you. You just relax and the two of us will finish cooking up dinner here.
And sit here bored? No way! Let me help out with something.
Caprice, you can't cook. You can't cook.
You still owe me a lesson, don't you?
No, oh, fuck no.
I don't work holidays.
Hey!
Oh, Ollie, it'll be fun. We could use the help.
I don't work holidays.
At least someone here trusts me.
Hey. Here, you try.
That's it? Come on, this is easy stuff.
So she says as she starts filling our dinner with holes and constantly missing her mark with the meat thermometer. It's starting to look more like Swiss cheese at this point. This chicken and turkey is, this turducken.
You can't just stick the thermometer in anywhere.
This turducken.
Look, you have to measure a specific spot.
Imagine a turducken for Christmas. I point the center of the roast. I point to the center of the roast for her to measure. Only for her to jab the needle in with such speed and power that it forces me to pull back my hand instantly in terror. She simply laughs, brutal stabbing. She literally laughs through stabbing off with a small giggle.
It's good to see you two having fun together.
Yes. Mom smiles as she arrives at the tray towards the table.
Ah, look! Is it ready?
No. She blocks my field of vision with the meat thermometer without no warning. Ah.
Yes, that looks fine.
Time to eat!
No, yeah. Right on the table. No, don't just eat the fucking thing off the tray. It's weird. The day comes and goes, and the relative quiet of the apartment replaced with energy and excitement. Its priest and Mom catch up as they hadn't seen each other for 15 years. As if. We eventually make our way back to the living room for a small gift exchange, nibbling on bits and pie in between.
Caprice helped me with your gift. It isn't much, but I hope you like it.
Caprice practically bounces up and down in excitement as Mom carefully unwraps her gift.
Anything from you is bound to be wonderful. Doubly so if Caprice was involved.
Whoa! She pulls from her carefully wrapped package a simple watering can, littered with paint, leaving almost none of the metal beneath visible.
Your flower pot gave me the idea. When I told Caprice about it, she wanted to help. So we split it up and painted different parts of it.
Thank you, Possum. This is for you.
I was just thinking that you look like the sort of person who would enjoy one of our fairy kiss chillers.
This is for you. Mom softens visibly, the way she does whenever she tries not to cry. And stretch. Keep on.
I know spring is a ways off.
You guys better be
but
stretching
I
too.
hope it'll come in
Hydrating.
handy.
Or else. Or else. You guys better be stretching. Make sure you're not scrimping with your backs.
Well...
Of course I love it! Thank you. Both of you.
She pulls the two of us into a warm embrace. I feel Caprice hugging me back tightly, too, and Mom plants a kiss on top of my head. After we settle back down, Caprice leans a bit against me to watch.
Now, mine isn't as extravagant.
Reaching behind her, she pulls out an envelope.
You know, you didn't have to do anything.
I open it up and find a cute little Christmas card. And cash. Not a small amount either.
This is
4 semesters worth.
I grit my teeth to try not to hold myself together once my brain catches up and realizes what's happening. What she's giving me. Everything I've done in my adult life was for the contents of this envelope. Working as much as possible, pursuing a degree I don't feel anything for. All the help, support, the woman did everything, and more for me. And here's the result of my efforts, somehow back in my own hands.
Mom, I can't.
It's yours, Ollie. This is all yours.
I don't really know what to say. I've been sending money to Mom all this time, thinking she would need it more than me. Thinking I can get by just fine. My mom's coarse, dry hands wrap around mine, gently pushing the envelope that I'd cautiously been handing back to her towards me.
I want you to take care of yourself. I had no other way to convince you that I'm doing okay. That it's time for you to focus on your own future. Use it however you want. Take a year off classes, take a year off work. Find something you really enjoy doing. I'm so proud of you. Please stop holding yourself back for my sake. I'm your mom. You're supposed to let me support you, okay?
I can't say anything. As over to Caprice on my side, she takes her hands and places them on mine instead.
And hey, you have Caprice now. You could even spend money on her. The two of you being happy together is as good a gift as any.
Caprice blushes a bit, but she squeezes her hand all the same. Letting me know she's here for me.
We'll always have each other. But I need you to start living for yourself too. Okay, Ollie?
It takes me more than... It gives me one more minute to process.
Yeah. Okay.
With that, the dam bursts open as I bring my free hand to bury my highs. The stress of passing this last semester. Like a business degree just to help her as best I'm able. She's said things similar to this before, but as she and Caprice wrap me in a comforting hug, it's the first time I've really been able to understand what she's been saying.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Mom.
You take care of each other, okay?
We will! I promise.
Ah. Oh wait, shit. Come back. I need to take a picture of that. Shit, fuck. Fuck. I didn't take a picture. I didn't take a picture. I forgot to take a screenshot. I gotta go back home. I gotta go through Austin again. Oh, where's the ghost? Ghost. Only ghost only. Golly, it's a ghost Ollie. Oh, wow. I saved after already. We all safe check now of all times after it's all been done. A couple days later, we're in the car.
Thanks for the ride.
Don't worry about it. I'd feel bad asking you to bike there.
I wonder if I'm the only one in this car feeling on edge. Charlie, you're so— Ah, Charlie hides. Charlie, fuck, Charlie. Charlie hides it well if she is, and I don't think Caprice would ever admit to it. A big family meetup like this is supposed to be a huge anxiety-ridden part of the dating process, with the feud between Caprice and Millie being the way it is, though. Leaving a positive impression is second to just surviving the assured awkwardness of it all in my mind.
By the way, Caprice, what's with the present? I thought you dropped off all your gifts with me last time I came to pick stuff up.
I was wondering why Caprice was traveling so light when these two picked me up. I remember Caprice buying her mom that cast iron for Christmas a while back. But the lone present, sitting in her lap, was way too thin to hold it. It's probably for you, Olive.
For a special someone, maybe?
Mayhaps. She achieves her desired effect of having me retreat into my spot in a van, but in vain attempts to hide myself from the view. I hope I get used to teasing since it doesn't seem like there's going to be a stop at it anytime soon.
Nah, Ollie's was in the first batch. This is actually for Millie. I was only able to pick it up and get it wrapped this morning.
Oh, that's nice.
I really want to bury the hatchet so we can go back to making good memories again.
Yeah, that sounds good. But I think it's gonna backfire though, sadly. I'm getting red flags. I'm getting event flags here. Nothing's gonna go well. It's gonna go crazy. This Christmas, not gonna go well. Knocking on— I know it probably— I hope it won't, but also I know it will. As well as she was able to master tension before, it's hard to miss Charlie's shift in posture in response to that. Her shoulders perking up as if 100 pounds have suddenly been taken off her back. car door slams shut with a thud as I do a quick stretch. It wasn't a terribly long ride, but going through this motion helps loosen my muscles as well as my nerves. I drink Caprice and Charlie at the door after finishing shaking off as much anxiety as I can. A couple quick raps on the door is enough to get this runce. Door slowly opens to reveal Mike. Despite our first interaction going relatively well, it's still hard to not be intimidated by the face of his.
Hey!
What's up?
Hi.
Hi. Not as warm as I'd expect two lovebirds to be. I guess with Millie around, they feel the need to walk on eggshells. Regardless, Mike's eyes soon shift from Charlie to me.
Hey, good to see you again.
Same to you.
Look at you, Ollie. Just like old friends already.
Oh, are you going by Ollie now?
No.
Olive's fine. Thanks.
Either way, glad you could make it. Come on in, you three. You won't get any warmer standing out there.
We love respect and preferred names. Oh, I'm gonna be Ollie now. Fun. A fun little change. No? Alright, I understand, Olive. Grimace. The warmth of the house feels both comforting and a little suffocating, coming straight in from the cold. Charlie and Mike retreat into the kitchen with Caprice and I place our I read that wrong. Charlie and Mike retreat to the kitchen while Caprice and I place our gifts beneath the crowded tree. Caprice being a bit more gentle than I'd typically expect from her. I'm not sure why I expected us to do the Christmas in the apartment. I don't know why that was a thing I thought was going to happen. The care in which she handled her gift isn't present as she flops onto the couch, beckoning me to join her with a couple quick taps on the cushion next to her. I accept her invitation, giving the home a brief scan as I do. Despite being my first time here, it definitely gives off a nostalgic kind of vibe. Notably, however, Millie doesn't seem to be around.
This couch is older than me. Whenever we'd come to visit when I was little, I always felt like I could melt right into it.
What about now?
Oh yeah. I remember you mentioning something about knowing the Clarks since grade school.
It goes back way further than that. Mine and Millie's parents were best friends way before either of us were born. Our moms met in high school and were inseparable ever since. I've spent every Christmas here. And every other holiday, too.
She looks back up at the tree. Now that she mentions it, quite a few ornaments have their names on them, too. I had a vague idea of how things were falling into place already, but I didn't expect their history to be that lengthy. Just another wrinkle in this already complicated situation.
Are you doing okay?
Caprice inches herself close to me enough for our arms to be naturally touching.
Yeah, it's just... Millie. I hope she actually shows up. Neither of us have had time to visit home in a while, so I get wanting to hang out in your old room for a bit, but... I don't know.
Any annoyance in her voice quickly mellows to a more somber tone. Being tougher... Any annoyance in her voice quickly mellows into a more somber tone. Being caught in an argument with one of your closest friends for so long must be unimaginably exhausting. On the car ride over, Caprice talked about wanting to start making happy memories. Already the weight of this whole holiday being different from the past ones seems to be putting her down. Wow, why did running up the stairs? Why did running up the stairs the cassette and go put me out so much? What the fuck? I leaned into her, grabbing her hand and giving it a small squeeze. I can't imagine what this would be like if she were here alone. So at the very least, I want to remind her if she isn't.
She'll be down soon, I'm sure. You've got a gift to deliver, right?
I don't get a verbal response like I was hoping for. But with the corners of her mouth tugging upwards, I consider this mission at least a small success.
Dinner's just about ready.
I jump at the sudden bout of noise, trying to hide it somewhat by transitioning straight to his aim position. Caprice doesn't seem phased, but nonetheless. Just the sudden face palm. Just the sudden face palm after the jump was like, fuck. Why did that scare me? Mike and Charlie have made their way out of the kitchen, eyes fixated briefly on the staircase before turning it to us. The smack? The smack was the game.
Finally, it smells great!
As always, don't get your hopes up. I haven't been practicing much since Millie moved out.
One of these days, we're going to get you to accept a compliment.
If you ever figure out how, let me know. I've been trying for about 21 years now.
I feel my heart catch my throat as Millie makes herself known. And it's readily apparent that I am not the only one, and as four sets of eyes lock up to find the source of the voice. Look up, not lock up. She sounds as warm as her smile, but when she meets us at the base of the stairs, it's more evident that her expression is at least a little forced. At least she's making an effort.
It's good to see you, Olive. Keeping Caprice out of trouble?
Impossible.
Wrong answer.
After all odds, everyone's concerns about tonight seems to collectively disappear as the two try their hardest to ease the tension. This is a good start. Dinner went on as well as it could have. Kind words, catching up, and the odd friendly ribbing here and there. There were also a lot of unsubtle pivots away from certain points of discussion as well. It's sweeping the conversation under the rug, but for the sake of the holiday, it was probably for the best. The rest of the evening has been taken up by unwrapping gifts. Caprice sits on the largest pile thanks to my additional contribution. Despite what she'd said, creativity has never been my strong suit. So I ended up just buying her a cute tin and filling it with some homemade baked goods. From her, I got a pair of otter-themed salt and pepper shakers that hold hands when put together. To my surprise, an additional gift rests for me under the tree. I unwrap it with overflowing curiosity, make my way past the wrapping paper. I met with an orange scarf.
It's from both of us, though it was mostly Mike's idea.
Uncanny. He gives me a wide grin, and I give him a sheepish one in return. I am never going to be able to walk this back. Our individual pile will start to grow as the one under the tree continues to shrink. In the end, all that remains is a thin, middle-sized rectangle. From Caprice to Millie. Mike passes it up to her before resuming his place, standing at the edge of the couch next to Charlie. She absentmindedly tears away at the wrapping paper as Caprice starts to slowly lean in to watch. Curiosity gets the better of me, and I follow her lead. Millie's smile drops.
Caprice, what is...
Charlie and Mike circle around to take a peek. They both seem just as shocked as Millie. The painting fully realizes itself. A woman with reddish blonde hair smiles towards the viewer. Her hands clasped together near her face in a peaceful expression. I immediately recognize the style. It is not Caprice's. Feeling my gaze shift to her, Caprice looks down towards the ground and continues.
I gave Eileen a couple references and asked her to work her magic. I tried to do it myself, but I wanted it to be perfect, so I went to the best of the best.
Caprice's smile softens as her ego obviously dampened by the confession. Well, that's one long-standing mystery solved. The other question on my mind remains unanswered. I figure that'll reveal itself soon without me needing to prompt a potentially awkward discussion, though.
I know you still miss her a lot, so I wanted to get you this. Something brand new of her, like a new memory of her, sorta.
Caprice speaks softly, sincerity plain in her voice. That just makes the accompanying silence that much more painful.
I thought maybe we could hang it up somewhere, together. I don't want you to forget your mom either, Millie. I wanted to prove that. But maybe with this, we can move on too?
As the final piece of the puzzle falls into place in my head, I feel a chill run down my spine. I'm so sorry, Millie. Time passes in total silence. Everyone waiting for any sort of response.
Ring is missing.
Huh?
Her wedding ring.
Oh, well, that's not a big deal.
Not a big deal? It's part of who she was.
Millie closes her eyes transparently to push back some form of frustration while the rest of us look on.
Look, I appreciate it, but I can't accept this. I'm sorry.
Huh?
Hey, come on. Eileen only agreed to help with this because it was for you. People care about you, you know?
Caprice attempts to playfully keep the mood up, but her voice doesn't match her face. Her smile is strained, and Millie avoids her gaze completely.
I don't need your club to look after me.
Well, one of them has to.
Millie's expression wraps from its previous confused, hard to read state into one of anger, staring daggers at Caprice.
Caprice, hey.
Charlie's weak attempt to talking down her daughter has an undertone of resignation. It's too late to put this back in its box, and everyone knows it.
You surround yourself with negative people and experiences, and then wonder why you feel so down in the dumps.
Oh, no.
You aren't stupid. You know the club stuff isn't what this is about.
I have no idea what this is about. You never try to explain anything, and when we do finally get you to open up, it's all a big contradictory mess.
The boy continues to rise, even though clenching teeth. They're both close to breaking, and I'm dreading finding out which one cracks first.
Oh, I just don't want Mom to be forgotten. Oh, I don't want this reminder of Mom because of some dumb ring.
If it's so dumb, then why are we all making such a big deal about your mom having one now?
Caprice physically recoils back in anger, unsure how to process that. Her mom keeps her eyes trained downwards, fidgeting with the band on her finger.
How can you even say that with a straight face? What's your problem?
Oh, sorry. Guess it's only dumb when it's important to me. Lesson learned.
Mom and I love you. I just want you to talk to us.
And I just want you both out of my life!
Millie hastily grabs her coat from the coat rack and marches out the door with a definitive slam. I hope she'll be okay. To my side, Caprice is frozen, staring out the door just closed. I go to reach for her hand to tell her that I'm here, but gently pushes away and clenches her fist into her lap. Turning my attention back to the couch reveals a totally different scene than the one that I was just minutes ago. Charlie slumps forward, her face buried deep in her hands.
Oh, Aid.
Mike places a hand on one of her shoulders, giving it a supportive shake. She gently picks up the piece of art that unraveled everyone's best intentions for the night.
It's a beautiful painting, Caprice. Thank you.
Wordlessly, Caprice stands up and leaves the room, slamming the door to the guest room behind her. I saw the tears. Incredibly out of my element and with nowhere else to go, I head to the kitchen and bury all my emotions into the waiting pile of dishes, pots, and pans. As I clean, I feel my face getting hotter, and tears prick at my eyes. I had no idea. If I did, would I have told her to do otherwise? Could I have? No matter how I think about it, I can only come back to her. All the time worrying over this painting. Talking over with Eileen in secrecy for months. How crushed she must feel now. Wishing I could be there for her, but being pushed away, still ringing clear in my mind. The day ends when Charlie quietly approaches me. My arms deep in the sink, cleaning the twice-washed dishes and offering me a ride home. A short while later. It's eerily quiet. The only sound is the low rumble of the car. Houses we pass are beginning to alight with twinkling decorations. I don't really know what to do or say, or if I should do or say anything at all. Even from the back seat in the dark, it's easy to imagine the expressions Caprice and Charlie are wearing. Charlie with a stressed, furrowed brow, Caprice staring out the window, quietly fuming. It's the quiet that concerns me. Instead, I've been knocking around myself with my phone. It vibrates again. Hey! That went about as bad as it could have, then. God. What should I have done? You? Lamau. The writing club is dying a slow death, and Millie's keeping it alive just to avoid talking about her feelings. Haley is always hard to read, but not so here. I don't think I've ever seen a frustrated, angry Haley. Maybe it was wrong of me to text her about this, but I don't know who else I could have turned to. Like, what can anyone do at this point? It seems like she's really hurting. I know that. How is she gonna heal if she pushes everyone away, though? You and Caprice did what you could.
You doing okay? Need me to turn up the heater?
I'm fine.
Caprice's answer comes quick, and she doesn't take her eyes off the outside passing by. It's not like they came here today intending to ruin the holidays. Each of them must have hoped for another happy memory, like it's been every year before this. I feel bad. Like, I don't know both of them, and the parents. Yeah, but then again, they should have known this was coming. You think so? You don't? Mom and Dad announced the good news to Caprice and expect her to keep it a secret so they can break the news to Mills themselves, etc. You knew the rest. A wedding is one thing. I didn't know about her mom. Whoa, seems like that might actually be a part of the problem, huh? Never bring her up. You know. I get it. I can't imagine losing my mom. Or even my dad. He's mostly out of my life, but he's still alive. If she died instead, would I be okay with Mom marrying? I want to say I'd be fine with it, but it's hard to know for sure. Emotions aren't really anything you can predict, even if they're yours. She's just probably in the same boat as me. She didn't lose a dad. She doesn't see Mike as replacing someone she lost, but I wonder if she's excited and Millie isn't. Maybe replacement is the wrong word, though. It's not like her mom is being replaced, right? It's a new phase in life or something. Especially considering it's been so many years. Do you think they should have had separate Christmases? I don't know if that's a good answer to that. I don't think Caprice would have wanted to do that. She's looking forward to today. I steal another glance at the front seat. There is a change in their mood. I can't see it. I know. Look, just do your best to be there for her. You don't need to tell me that. I'll talk to Mills, or try to. Lol. Okay. thanks for letting me know about all this, so I won't say anything stupid later. Like, I don't know, how'd it go? No worries. You're a good kid, Olive, unless you're secretly not. You have to tell me if you have a dark history. Like maybe you went to some village in Wellington to go fishing. Took one single fishing class and stopped doing it after that. My worst crimes are behind me. Don't worry. That fish won't ever see the light of day ever again. Right, you and your tragic backstory. They all say that.
We're here.
The car stops just outside my apartment building. Guess I lost track of where we were. I unbuckle and exit the car. Wordlessly. Caprice and Charlie do the same. I meet them both round near the front of the car. Huddling into my scarf for warmth, the car's heating was trepid at best, but at least it provided some protection from the ice-cold wind.
Thanks for the ride. Merry Christmas.
Hey, anytime. Merry Christmas to you too. Thanks for coming. It's always nice seeing you.
I'm sorry it turned out so... You know, this was supposed to be a good day.
Caprice.
Caprice shakes her head, Charlie's voice falters, and she just gives a soft sigh, a weak smile to me instead.
It's just been a really stressful few months. For everyone. I hope you'll give us another chance next year.
I'd be happy to.
Good to hear. Good night, Olive.
Good night, Charlie.
Ma, you said it. You finally said it.
I enter and leave and make it a few steps out sidewalk, but...
Hey, Ollie, wait a sec.
She turns to her mom, already halfway inside the car to leave.
I think I'm gonna stay the night at Olive's, if that's okay.
Of course. Call me if you need anything, okay?
Always.
Caprice gives her mom a quick hug, and the two exchange some quick goodbyes and love yous before she rushes up a few steps after me.
Hey, so I'm staying here.
Yeah, I heard.
So I heard. Come on in.
I'm fine with it, don't worry. Not like you didn't ask me or anything. Lol. It's fine. I'm not holding against you. I unlock the door to my apartment and flick on the light. Caprice is right behind me, eager to escape the cold after discarding her winter wear and cracking the heat as high as it'll go. I join her on the couch. No, don't ask me. She sits with her legs pulled up into the couch, making herself as small as possible, and staring out the window. She's made herself unavailable to any form of embrace I can offer, besides rubbing her back. It takes a few moments for her to acknowledge my presence. She doesn't make eye contact with me, but she scoots a little bit closer.
Are you okay?
She shakes her head.
No, not really.
Do you want to talk about it?
Another shake of the head.
I really wanted to have a good Christmas together. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
Too late.
Even at that, she gives me a tiny apologetic smile that makes me feel even worse. Still, it's not about me right now. Once again, I reach for Caprice's hand, but this time I kiss her fingertips and squeeze. The move is so newly and intimate, I blush a little, but Caprice looks up for the first time success.
Christmas isn't over yet, and we get to spend the rest of it together. I love you. I'm going to go make myself a hot chocolate. Would you like one too?
She smiles, a real one this time. She squeezes my hand back.
Well, if you're already making them.
2 hot chocolates coming right up.
It's not long before I return home, handing her a mug before I sit next to her, going slow as to prevent spilling my own. I make sure hers was given the works, with extra whipped cream and some chocolate shavings. Mine's plain, but that's me fine.
Whoa.
Impressed by the extra work put into hers, she gives it a small sip. Her face lights up, which is such a huge relief to me after how the night's been going so far.
Was that a good whoa?
It was a great whoa. Thank you.
She repeats the act and pulls off the clerk's couch, moving closer to me until we're touching. Pulls off on what? This time she takes it a step further, resting her head on my shoulder. We sit in a relaxed silence for a bit as the already dark sky outside gets even darker, illuminated only by the fairy lights I lazily strung around the window and the far more festive houses in the distance. After a few more sips, I feel Caprice shifting a little next to me. She looks about, ready to start crying, but instead chooses to right herself with an exhale instead, pushing everything back.
You okay?
Still no, but a bit better now. I screwed up really bad, huh?
She rotates the mug in her hands. Part of me wants to try and steer the conversation, to spare her the possibility of dragging herself through the mud again, but if she wants to talk now, then the best thing I could do is listen.
I was working on it for so long. I was practically learning how to paint from scratch. All that effort just to try and make something good enough for her. I know, I must sound like a big hypocrite. Normally I'd be all, it's the thought that counts and it doesn't need to be perfect. But in this case, it just did. It had to be perfect. And no matter what I did, or how hard I tried, it wasn't. I just couldn't pull it off, so I ended up asking Eileen to do it for me instead. It was such a quick turnaround, too. I felt awful about it. She really did an amazing job.
It was beautiful. I was shocked, though, if I'm being honest.
Caprice laughs a little, taking a minute to savor the drink.
She's a big softie, regardless of how much she tries to hide it.
No, not that. I mean, you. I remember you telling me how much you hate asking for stuff like that.
She gives a nonchalant shrug.
I was so desperate for it to be good, Olive. Millie deserved it, I thought.
And now?
I mean, you saw what she thought of it. Not just her either. Mom and Mike were so sad, I couldn't look either of them in the eyes for the rest of the night.
I've never heard her sound so utterly defeated before. My heart sinks lower and lower with each passing word. I try to think of something to say, but I keep coming up empty. There's nothing about the situation that I can really comment on. All I know is that Caprice's heart was in the right place. I don't doubt that, and I don't think anyone else can either. I just wish I could have helped reassure her that in some way, but the fact that situation aren't in my favor.
I don't remember much about her.
Hmm?
Millie's mom. It's not like we were toddlers when it happened, but, like, do you remember everything about your childhood growing up?
Lots of stuff slips through the cracks, yeah.
Yeah, and as close as our families were, I still didn't see her every day or anything. I don't remember much. I only ever remember her being kind. And I remember how happy Mom was whenever we were around Millie's family. But it's really hard for me to think of specifics.
She takes a sip of her hot chocolate, trying to piece together her next sentence, then she takes another.
I remember other things clearly, though. I remember Millie crying. I remember hugging her as tightly as my little arms could. I remember falling asleep with her on the couch, nestled between Mom and Mike.
Another sip, slow and deliberate.
Those were the things I was thinking of when I started on that dumb painting. I'm out of ideas, especially if she won't actually talk to me.
There's a level of contentment in her resignation that breaks my heart more than if she would just simply sound sad about it.
There's always a plan B, even if you haven't thought of it yet.
The painting was like my plan Q.
Then you still have a good amount of the alphabet left to go.
Maybe.
If someone like me can believe that, then surely there's some sort of spark in you that can too.
After a small sigh, she lifts her head up for a moment, only to remove her hat and rebury herself on my shoulder, wiggling back and forth a couple times to make sure she's as deep in as she can go.
Thanks for listening to me whine all night. I know it's not the best way to end the holiday.
It's fine. Like I said, we're still spending time together in the end.
Yeah, this is nice.
I lean in, resting my head against hers. We stay like this until both of our cups are empty, and for a bit longer besides. The next day, the morning already started off in a bad foot. Literally with my foot cramped up and my neck sore from sleeping on the couch. Caprice was the same, as comfortable as we were, drifting off. Neither of us wanted to commit to sleeping in the bed either, together or separately. Thank you, Possum. This is for you. Even without that, it seems like sleeping on it made things worse. Caprice has been checking her phone nonstop, staring blankly at her contact list and refreshing her text messages. I excused myself for a quick shower, and she still slumped a bit on the couch, waiting for the text message that probably won't come. But now, rummaging around my fridge and cabinets, I realize I haven't been grocery shopping lately. I kick myself a bit for not preparing better as good as a full breakfast would be for both of us. It can't be helped.
Anything you want to do today? We have the whole day to ourselves.
Wanna go dye our hair a crazy color?
I don't know what answer I was expecting. Definitely not that.
I think I'm good. I was thinking more like going out somewhere to eat.
Ugh.
Catch herself by surprise, she finally looks up from her phone. Guilt written across her face, she flails her hands as she continues.
Oh, gosh, sorry. That wasn't because of you. I was just joking. I don't really feel like going out at all right now. I'm okay skipping breakfast. I'm not really hungry.
She folds back into the couch before she can go back to her phone. Without thinking, I grab a skillet pan off the stove.
No, it's okay. I have enough for some omelets at least. Do you want to help?
She stares at me, unconvinced.
I think it's probably better if you just do it.
Maybe. But I do owe you a cooking lesson. Unless I should just consider that debt forgiven.
Caprice takes an extra minute to think it over. I look with a frying pan as enticingly as I can in her direction. We both know how ridiculous I look right now. And thankfully it's enough to crack a smile on her face and make her pop up from her couch. Frying pan.
Okay. The last one barely counted, so you owe me double.
Bruh.
Not how that works.
Triple.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. The smell of cooked eggs fills the kitchen and is nigh overwhelming.
Fold it. No. More like...
You do it!
She thrusts the spatula in my direction, letting go of the pan in front of her, and immediately taking a step back. I take it and try to salvage the current mess. It's definitely not an omelet. The eggs have stuck to the pan, and the uneven flipping has made it more like a half-cooked scramble. It's not burnt, at least. Add a bit of more milk for fluffiness, and add a couple more moments scrape the finished scramble onto a plate next to the misfits.
You're doing fine. Don't worry. We can try again.
This was stupid. What a waste of eggs. How many are even left? Like 4 out of the entire dozen?
Her voice is uncannily angry, but her face is red with embarrassment and frustration. She wipes her face, refusing to let any tears fall. We have gone through most of the eggs. None of the omelets are really come together for her. Like the first one I made, for example, but they still look delicious.
Let's just eat. It's fine.
Despite her words, she's already cracked 2 more eggs into a bowl. She wipes up the omelet quickly, stirring with all her pent-up frustration. I put the spatula on the counter next to her silently. When she turns to grab another plate, I put the heat on the stove down a tiny bit to account for the pan already being pretty hot by now.
It's just eggs. They taste the same no matter what they look like. What's the difference if it's all soft and fluffy and perfect or messy and scrambled and terrible?
Ah, yes. Analogies. The butter sizzles in the pan, and she swirls it around with a spatula as she adds a tiny bit of milk to the egg mixture with her other. Grumbling, she pours the mixture into the pan, and on this attempt, she waits, stares the mixture, brows knitted in concentration, until it begins to yellow and bubble up. With a slow, deliberate motion, she traces the route underneath the omelet to make sure none of it sticks to the test time. And she tilts the pan forward, and she flips the top half of the omelet over on itself. She covers the lid, counts to a full minute.
58, 59, 60. Is it done?
Looks like it. Here. Can you scoop it onto the plate?
Okay. Does it look okay?
Looks perfect.
You're just saying that.
Do you want me to find criticism?
Fine criticism, lady. She hesitates more, looking at the plate. The omelet is fluffy, the minced ham dots the surface with color, and the cheese is melted beautifully.
Well, when the pro chef says it's good, then I guess it has to be, huh?
Let's eat. 8+ for you.
Perks up at the genuine grade for her work. She bites her lip a bit, and tired as she looks, she's flushed a bit with pride. I can't help it. I give her a little kiss on the cheek. We bring all the undercooked, overcooked, mished, happened broken omelets to the table for our second feast in the last 24 hours.
It smells so good.
She breathes in the spiced coffee from her mug. It was a gamble knowing her, but it seems like I put enough sugar and cream into it to make it palpable.
Yeah, it's very Christmassy.
Can't believe it's already come and gone.
The build-up always feels the longest, huh? And then it's over.
Indeed.
It's worse when you're a kid. December used to feel like it lasted an entire year.
You shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I get that. Mom would always try to be sneaky about presents, always asking me what I wanted without actually asking.
For most of my childhood, I spent Christmas alone with her. That was if she got work off, and she always tried to.
Oh, mine too.
She goes, I'm glad we can share memories like this.
She tried to hide them over at the Clark's place so I couldn't find them. But I wised up to that. There was a year I tried to get Millie to help me search. We looked all over, but we got caught before we could find anything. The Clark house always felt so big. So many places to hide. Them having 2 whole floors blew my mind as a kid.
I can't but laugh at her nostalgia-induced frustration. I guess it's something a lot of people would be able to relate to.
My mom always hid stuff in the same place. After we moved to the apartment, at least. I think trying to peek is more fun than seeing what's in there. Then you ruin Christmas morning.
Oh, have you moved a lot?
A few times, yeah. We used to celebrate with my dad and grandma when I was really young. After they divorced and we moved out, Mom always made sure to decorate the place to make it feel extra special.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
I shake my head. There's a bit of a somber feeling in my chest as I recall that far back. The big, beautiful tree packed to the brim with presents, the smell of pine sap, and a home-cooked meal. It's quickly put into perspective when I remember all the shouting, all the fighting. Has it always just been you two? I don't know how long ago it was that Caprice asked me that question. In all the ways that it matters, it has been.
I'm happy it happened. My mom's a really, really great mom. My grandma thought they should just work it out for my sake. I can't imagine how hard it must have been. She still says she feels really selfish for it. I've always been proud of her for getting out of a bad situation to find her own happiness in life. I think, in the end, I prefer those memories of us celebrating in our cramped, one-bedroom place more than anything else.
Yeah, spending time with Mom in our place around this time was always really cozy too. Like a special kind of warm. I'm going to miss that place. She'll be moving in with Mike after they get married. Last I heard, she's already started packing.
Ah. I never considered that.
I see.
I grew up there, you know?
I give her a bit of a nod of understanding. I can't relate entirely, but I've never been able to forget my childhood home at all. All the memories there either.
No, but don't get me wrong. I'm happy Mom's marrying Mike. It's like you said, I really want my mom to pursue her own joy for once, and I'm excited that our family is growing. I wish Millie understood that this is just the family we've always had coming together.
I guess her perspective on it is a little different.
Looks like it.
We in silence for a moment. I was hoping yesterday wouldn't come up so soon, especially with how well the morning has been going, but I suppose it was inevitable.
I'll miss it. Honestly, I miss it now. A lot of the time.
She pokes the last bit of the scrambled eggs.
More and more lately. I should probably go visit Mom before she moves out of the place. Actually, I had planned on going back with her yesterday before the sudden change in plans. I'm tripping all over myself this morning. Last night was really nice. I don't regret it for a second.
You're fine. I get it.
I must still be distracted over how things went yesterday. She must be still distracted by how things went over yesterday. I could never blame her for that.
I think you should definitely take that trip soon. Sounds like it'd be good for you.
Yeah. I'll give it some thought. She's not too far, but it might have to be an overnight trip.
Well, that should be fine. Still some time before school starts up, right?
Yeah, plenty of time.
Here's back to her food, taking another forkful.
We can take today a bit slow, though.
Can I grab it in time? Can I grab it in time? Will I grab it in time? Will I grab it? Will I grab it in? Will I get it in time? Let's find out. Let's find out together. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it in time, guys. I got it. We're pogging. We got the chapter. We got the chapter card in time. Thumbs up. What was it called again? This was shorter than than the other chapter was, which is a fun little surprise. A bit shorter, a bit of a shorter experience is fine by me. I'm okay with that. Nothing against a shorter experience, but that was fun. It was very, very nice. We got some nice little things happened. I need to turn off the background music. There we go. Fun little thing. Okay, a lot happened. Some tears were shed. I almost cried. I think I cried at least one time. Almost cried a second time, I think. My memory is really bad, but it was good. Very fun. Very, 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 very expositional. Lots of things. We learned a lot. I had a feeling when we found out that they were gonna that Mike was remarrying that I had a feeling Lily's mom was dead, and the moment I saw the portrait, it confirmed that she was in fact dead, and I knew right away that was a portrait of her mother. Really, Possum? Really? 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 Are you fucking serious, Possum? I'm disappointed in you. I am disappointed in you. Anyways, that is it for Sapphic Sunday, so let me go look on my phone for someone to raid. You're a friend? I got a friend of it. See, in a hot minute, they're doing a 24-hour Christmas stream. Christmas special 24-hour. Yeah, I know, it tears my heart out. It's so sad. I mean, I understand both sides. I get Millie's. I get why Millie is her upsetness at the portrait and the inaccuracies of her marital status in that portrait. I get it. Yeah, no. I don't know how she feels, because, like, I haven't lost any parents and stuff, but, like, yeah, I can't imagine what it feels like to go through that situation. But, especially on Christmas, too, I have to go, quite the thing that has happened. I don't know what to say to that. Yeah, anyways, on a lighter note, my friend is doing a 24-hour Christmas special. Woo. They're Australian. Not Maori though. They're not Maori, but they're Australian. They're I haven't talked to them in a hot minute, in a long time. So let's send the raid over to my friend Mitz Bun, who is not a bunny, but they are in fact a ferret. Don't let the name confuse you. They are a ferret. They are not a bunny. They are in fact a ferret. As I attempt very hard to copy the raid message to the pin thing, blocking my face non-stop. Lovely. Well, yes, Blunt. And they explained to me why they're called Mitz Bun a while, like ages ago. I don't remember, like months, like last year or something. I don't remember the reason, but yeah. Anyways, that is it for Sapphic Sunday. Tomorrow we're live again, doing same time, a bit later, because I started this early, thinking, don't know how long this travel is gonna be. Anyways, oh, plus I got the hot pot and stuff. Anyways, tomorrow I got another game, a one shot game, a one and done game for y'all tomorrow. And anyways, that is it for the stream. Hope you all have a lovely Christmas Eve and Christmas mornings.